Hey, it's Brian Goulet of the Goulet Pen Company and InkNouveau.com. I have the new 2012 edition Pilot Vanishing Point, the special edition. They come out with one every year. It's special, it's got special packaging, and they're numbered. It's kind of cool, so I wanted to show you what color there was this year. I also have last year, 2011's, to compare it to, so it's pretty cool. I'm pleased with it, so let's check it out. This is the 2012 limited edition Pilot Vanishing Point. Very popular pen. The color is called Black Marble. They come out with a limited edition color every year. Last year was pink, this year is the Black Marble. All of them that come are medium nib. It's got a little M there, a little medium. And the reason I point that out is because it used to be, at least last year anyway, I didn't carry Pilot before last year, so I don't know how it used to be, before last year. But I remember last year when the pink one came out, which I have right here, I'll show you in a second. When the pink one came out, it was rhodium-plated nib, but they didn't have rhodium-plated nibs offered separately apart from the pens. You could only buy them with, at the time, the black matte Vanishing Point and the pink limited edition. Well, now you can get the rhodium-plated nibs separately on their own. So what we're choosing to do at Goulet Pens, and other retailers may choose to do this as well, is we're offering the limited edition pen with the option of extra fine, fine, and broad nibs in addition to the medium. Now, the only thing that's going to mean as far as if you want to collect and keep these things in pristine matching order is the only thing you're going to be able to get that has the box with the stuff written on it that matches the nib is if you get a medium nib. If you're getting some other nib, then it's not going to match the box, if that matters to you. Now, maybe it doesn't matter, but anyway, also on the box it has the number that matches the pen, and I'll show you that in a second. So, you open up the pen, it's a different case than what comes on the standard Vanishing Point cases. And it seems to match, limited edition cases that they do in previous years. Here's a, this is just a black carbonesque pen, Vanishing Point. So this is the case that you would normally get with a Vanishing Point, okay? And you open it up and it's got, Pilot and everything, and it's got the pen kind of chilling right there. So that's the normal case that you would see with the Vanishing Point. But the limited edition ones come kind of special. And I've got the pink one here. Rachel kind of nabbed this one and took it aside from last year. So she has the pink one. So this was 2011. These are no longer available, and they haven't been available for quite a long time. There's the pink one. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? Rachel really likes this one a lot. But anyway, so that was last year. I don't want to show it to you much longer because I'm going to make you want it. But anyway, this is this year, so it's got kind of this alligator skin type feel to it. Now, I'm pretty sure it's some kind of imitation or something. If it was real alligator skin, it'd cost like $100 just for the case. But anyway, so that's the look of it though. So it's kind of this, dark brown kind of thing. It's got the little buckle with the magnetic latch there. Really nice, kind of classy looking. So it's got a kind of a tan beige interior. It says Pilot Limited Edition kind of embossed into the top of the case. And then the case itself is removable. It's got the instructions in there. It comes with a cartridge as well as a cartridge cap. That's what this little metal piece is. Because this is a click retractable pen, if you're not going to use the converter and you're going to use a cartridge instead, then you put this cartridge cap over the cartridge before you install it in the pen. That way the click mechanism is hitting on the cartridge cap, and it's not going to, get messed up or mess up the cartridge or anything. So that's what that thing is for. It does come with a converter that's installed in the pen. Comes in a nice little plastic sleeve here. And here is the pen. Pretty nice, huh? It's got this very cool kind of smoky look to it. Now it is called Black Marble because of the smokiness of this material. It ends up kind of looking a little brown, but it is black, and it's black with white kind of swirled in. It's kind of like when you have an ink that the black that kind of shades, it ends up looking a little gray. So because of the white, and it's kind of a brownish white in here, the overall pen, when you're looking at it, ends up looking a little bit brown, but I think it's kind of a neat effect. So there you go. And each one is different. I don't know exactly how they do this effect, but I do think it's pretty neat. And then special touches here, it says Pilot Limited Edition Japan, and then right here it lists the serial number right on the center band, the part where the two halves of the pen join. So if you've never seen a Vanishing Point before, they are pretty cool pens. It's a retractable nib pen, which is unconventional for most fountain pens. Most fountain pens have a removable screw cap because the ink needs to be sealed on the nib for the pen to be able to write well. But there are a few retractable nib pens out there. The Lamy Dialogue 3, the Vanishing Point is another one. The Pilot has a couple other ones like the Decimo that's in Japan. The Firmo is another one that's another Japanese one. But this one, you just push on the back, and voila, out comes the nib. So it's a rhodium plated nib. I have another video that talks about the different Vanishing Point nibs, the gold versus the rhodium, but essentially this is an 18 karat gold nib that is plated in rhodium that's more durable, a little more durable than gold. That's not really the point. It's to make it look that silver color. That's why you have the rhodium plating. So I did see, at the release of this pen, some retailers were advertising the nib as white gold. We tried to get like an official word about whether it was white gold or not, and I'm like 99% sure that it is not white gold, just because all the existing nibs they have are rhodium, and I don't know any pen manufacturer that uses white gold as a plating for a nib, because white gold is not that durable for plating. My wife has white gold wedding bands, and she has to get them redipped like every year because the white gold wears off. So I don't think that's the case. I could be wrong. If so, I'll throw up an annotation on the video after the fact and correct myself. But I'd pretty much be willing to put my reputation on the line to say that these are rhodium-plated nibs. But anyway, that's what I know as of this point making this video. So the way that this pen works is it has a small flap, a small little trap door in here that closes when the nib is retracted. And then when you push on the back of it, that little door goes down. You can see it's up now. It goes down and the nib slides out. And actually does a pretty darn good job of keeping the nib sealed. I know that's a concern for a lot of people with Vanishing Points, but this is an extremely popular pen. The Vanishing Point as a pen has been tried and tested for a number of years, and it's got a big popularity. The only complaint that I ever hear about the Vanishing Point is because the clip is actually on the point of the nib instead of most fountain pens where you would normally have the nib pointing up with the, what am I trying to say? Another fountain pen would normally have the clip, when you're writing with the pen, would be posted onto the back. This one, because the pen essentially is the body stays the same, it's just the nib that moves, you're not actually removing a cap and putting it on the back. When you're putting it in your pocket, the nib stays pointing up and all that, but that means that you have the clip at your fingers while you write, which is not typical of most fountain pens. So it is kind of curved here and insets in a little bit to accommodate the most amount of finger space possible while you're writing. And me personally, I never find the clip to get in the way while I'm using this pen. In fact, I actually kind of hold mine more like this, kind of on the side. So the clip, to me, doesn't get in the way at all. But it is a consideration to take into account. But to pull the nib out, you just unscrew the pen right in the middle, and the whole nib unit removes, and you can see here where the converter is. Just be careful. There's the nib, rather thin, and the converter just slides right out. And one thing I'll point out, because I do still get questions on this, even though I did a blog post on this a while ago, the converter has this little metal piece in there. And this little metal piece is something that's used to help to divert the ink to allow it to flow better. One of the complaints a number of months ago, I think it was March when they made this change, but one of the complaints I used to get about this pen was that the ink would kind of hang out up in the top here and not want to flow down because you get kind of this step right there on the converter. Well, this little metal piece was their solution that they put in place. Rather than redesign the whole converter and have it cost a bunch of time and money, they just added this little metal piece and it kind of flows down through. And that's how all of the new pens and new converters that are coming through are. So there you go. And then to just reinstall the thing, you have a little notch right here that needs to fit into this notch, and you just be careful not to scratch the nib along the sides and slide it in. It's got a spring in there, so be careful that you don't fling this thing out of the pen when you go to install it or uninstall it, and then screw it together, and voila. Now, I don't have time for a writing sample. This video is getting pretty long as it is, but I do have other videos on the Vanishing Points. I'll put up links to those, and you can go and check those out. But I thought it would be neat to just kind of show off this pen. I'll give you another close-up here real quick so you can drool over it a bit. Give it a second to focus. There we go. So this is the 2012 Vanishing Point Black Marble. I'm very interested to hear what people think about this particular limited edition color. It's a little different than what I've seen in the past. Usually it's just some kind of special color that they don't normally offer, like the pink one that I just showed. This is the first one that's kind of a marbled effect that I remember seeing. Now, they've been making these pens for a number of years, so it's very possible they could have done something similar to it way back, and I'm not aware of it. But anyway, there it is. That's the pen for this season. They are going to be limited. They're only making 2,012 of them worldwide, so you know they're not going to be around forever, but if you are interested in them, now you're a little bit more informed. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email at brian@gouletpens.com. Right on.